So I thought I'd just pop on quickly and show you how to do a few pages, different pages to go into your albums. Now these pages can be made any size, but because we're doing a 6x6 in the as our book swap, I thought I'd do mine as we go. So I've already done a couple. Now the what I'm doing on mine, take no notice of my measurements, is I'm going to have my pages so that they recede down, so that they go in like a step. You don't have to, you can have yours the same size. I just thought it would be a bit different, just a bit different, so I thought. So that's how I'm doing mine. I'm lessening the measurements every ½ an inch all the way down. So these, I've made these as a sleeve page, as you can see all the way through, so it's just like a sleeve page. Now if you make this type of sleeve, you will need to mitre your hinges on the side. I don't know if you can see that there. Come up a bit. Can you see I've mitered that hinge just at the end, the corners. That's to allow this to fit into it, because if you try and fit it into one that hasn't got a mitre, you can see it, because it's the same size, it's not going to fit in. So you need that little bit of a mitre just so that it's got a slope to fit onto. If you're just going to do a page where you're just going to fit a single piece of cardstock onto your hinge, which is good, you can do that as well. Just don't mitre the edges. Leave the edges as they are straight, because that way they look a lot better in your album. I don't know if you can see that there. So that's my straight edge. Okay, and then that's them together. I'll bring that up, and then you can see that's like a straight edge. It just looks a bit more neater. You can also add in pockets as well at this stage. You don't need to add them on later, but we can show you that. I'll show you that part a bit later in the video. So to create one of these pocket pages, now for your book you will need to cut them at 6 1/4 by 6 1/4. That would be your first page, or your first part of the page. Then the next part, the next piece of cardstock, you'll need to cut it at 6 1/4 by 7 1/4. That's going to allow you to have ½ an inch glue tab on either side. Okay, so once you've done that, I've got mine here. You need to then bring in your trimmer or your scoreboard, because you need to do your score lines. So bring in your bigger piece in. So the one that's the 7 1/4. You'll need to do a ½ inch score line on one short side, and then on the other short side. Okay, like so. So you've created that. I'll leave that there because I'll need that in just a minute. So what you'll then need to do, if you look, your page, when you put this in, it's not going to fit. Your page is going to bow. So the reason how you can get over that is just to slice off about 1/8 of an inch off one of those sides. Now you're not going to see it, so it doesn't matter. Okay. So then when I put that in, it then fits in there nicely and it lays flat. Okay. But before we put it all down, I always put like a little notch in my pages when I do this type of page. Just helps you when you want to get your photo mat out. So because this is a 6 1/4 width, take no notice of that. Or mine is a bit, yeah, 6 1/4. So you will need to do yours at 3 1/8. Okay, so that's where your notch is going to go, at 3 1/8, like so. And then this should then fit in there like that. And then we turn it over onto the back, and then this is going to get stuck onto that single piece of card. So I always use score tape to fix mine down. Now, a little tip here, I always put my tape on these right to that outside edge here. That way, when you fix the two together, this part here is not going to gap. Okay, so that's just a little bit of a tip. So take that off. Who else ends up with loads of these score tape backing everywhere? Okay, so let's put that down. Okay, so I've burnished that into place. Now I'm going to just push my hand so that I keep my cardstock flat, and then just push that bit over. You will get a slight bow, but that's natural. Once you put it into your album, it will go. Okay, so I've got now one, that's my third. So I'm going to just chop that off there and that there. And that's going to go in there. So that's 1, 2. So I've got 3 pages done already. Like so. Now the next one, I'm going to bring in my other album that I've done, because I want to keep that. So this is the other album. Well, it's the same album, it's just one that I showed. So with this, I'm just going to add 1 sheet of paper on there. But I also want to add a bit of a pocket. So you can do 1 or 2 things. You can either cut this longer to make the pocket and go up, and then use construction tape at the side. Or if you want to use some of your cut off scraps that have come from your pages, you could also do it so that you've got glue tabs either side, and then 1 underneath, or just 1 underneath and then your construction tape at the side. So there's lots of ways of doing it. So let me cut this down to the correct size. I'll just double check, because I've done, just making sure. Yeah. Okay. So 6 1/4. Is there? Oh, I've dropped my. Okay, so that's my page. So I could just stick my page on like so, and then that's stuck on there. I could do that. So, or the next one I can do, I can put my pocket on. So with my pocket, I'll just get my card. So I want it at 6 1/4. No, I'll tell you what we'll do is we'll do a 2-inch. So we'll go 6 1/4, 7 1/4, 8 1/4. Okay, that gives me my 2-inch pocket by 6 1/4 across, and then I'm going to score it at 2 inches. Okay, I'm sorry you can't see this. I should have filmed this on my other camera. So score that at 2. So bring this in, burnish that up, and then as you can see, that then can become your pocket, okay, like so. Now I've cut this a little bit too short, should have been a bit longer, I think. But so that's a part of your pocket. Then you can use your construction tape, and you can tape around the corner, the sides. Just get that off. So you can tape around the sides. Now you won't see this, so don't worry that, oh, I can see the, you can see the tape. Once you've got it covered, that tape is hidden, I promise you. So that's one. And then let's do the next one. Like so. And then there's a pocket, so then that can get put onto your page, and you've got a page and a pocket like that. Then you can go one further. You can add like a belly band closure on here with a magnet to stop things coming out. There's lots of things that you can do. So that's another page that you can do. Now if you want to do maybe a flap, or you could certainly add that on. So you would, with your page, you could again leave it big. So let me get my cardstock again, and if we're going to go with a half a page, so let's go with 6 1/4. Let's go 9 1/4, and then I'm going to turn this around, and I'm going to cut that at 6 1/4, come back, and I'm going to score this at 3. Okay, and then you've created one flap like so. Then to add the flap at the bottom, you just need to either add your construction tape to bring it up. So let's have a look. So how much have I got left? And we will do it if I can find my ruler. So I've got a 3 1/4 left. So 3 1/4. So if I did that at let me get this right. So we've got 3 1/4. So if I did this at 3 3/4, let's get my paper. So again, you can use some offcuts if you've got some nice offcuts. That's not big enough. So 3 1/4, 3 3/4. 6 1/4. That's my thing. Right. So once you've done then your extra piece, you need to just score it along one long edge. And then we can stick this bit on. This can go on here, like so. So let's turn that over. And we're going to put our, now for all those people that are new, when we have a scored line, we have two different sides. So we have a side that we called valley fold, which is the one that it goes in, so it's a depression that goes in. And then the other side is called a mountain fold because it goes up into a peak at the side. So on this occasion, I'm going to put my double-sided tape again along that very outer edge, okay, on the valley side fold of your glue tab. Bring in your page, and remember to try and get it the right way so that you don't stick it on the wrong way. Okay, we're going to come down and push that glue tab onto that page. So there we've got a flap, okay, that you can use a closure on. You can put a magnet behind and have a magneted closure on there. So if I just get a I got a circle punch in here. No, too small. Just for show purposes, I will use, if I can find a piece of, let's just use this now. Just for show purposes, I'm going to show you. So you would have, say for instance, a circle punch. Now I would also I would do the next size up as well and have that as a matten layer. But then what you can do is you add some lovely magnets to the back. Okay, so I'm going to add, first of all, put my magnet on one side, okay, and this is again just a demo, so I'm just showing you. I would do it a lot better if I was doing this properly, but it's just gives you an idea. So this doesn't have to be a circle punch, it could be something else. It doesn't even have to be you know, this type of closure. It could be an embellishment that you may have. So take off some extra tape, get your piece in the right place where you want it. Now I'm going to turn that over like so, get my magnet, turn my tape up so that the sticky side is facing upwards, and clip that down. Okay, no, I'm not going to do it that way, beg your pardon. I'm going to do it so the sticky tape is sticking, okay, to the bottom, okay, like so, because that's going to stay there. The next one I'm going to get is obviously going to go on the other side of my closure. So I'm going to just very gently lift that off, very gently, so that I can keep it in the right place. Okay, flip that over, turn that back, and then you've got near enough a closure, but you've got a bit of it sticking up. So what you need to do is, this is where you have your tape sticky side up. Okay, so you put it sticky side up on the magnet that's there, let it find its stick. Do the same with the other one. Okay, sticky side up, and then we're going to push these down. Not like that though, because that's kind of not what I wanted. So take that off and then push that down, push that down, and take that bit off. Okay, now that then is your magnetic closure closed. Okay, can you see? Now you can, I've put a couple on there. The reason being is that if you put something in here, it's going to break that bond in between. So it's not going to be as powerful as what it is. So you need quite a few to keep that bond. So then you can just take this closure bit off and then open that and then open that, and then that's your next page. So the next page is going to go on like so. So you would stick this onto your page, Okay, I don't know whether or not you could maybe stick it inside if you angled them. Let's have a go. Don't know if that would, no, I don't think that would work. No, you would need to put it onto the top like so. So that's another page that you can do. It's another different idea. But the main thing is you've got a pocket. If you wanted to use a pocket, again, you could make this pocket any size you wanted. You could make it bigger. I wouldn't make it any smaller. Maybe a little bit bigger. So really, it's it's up to you. So there's a couple of different ideas that you can do with your pages. So I hope that's been helpful and it's helped. Please let me know if you need any more help, and I will answer them as much as I can. Please don't forget to come and follow me on YouTube and subscribe to my channel. That would be lovely. Give me a like and a comment as well, and that also does help. Okay, I will see you again very soon with the next one. Bye.